Hi guys, it's Weeded, and we are going to make glitter glue embellishments. Lindsay Wyrick from the Frugal Crafter is the first one that introduced me to this concept. I do it a little differently and use it a little bit differently. Here I'm just showing you all the different types of fine glitter glue that I have dumped mostly into a cup of Elmer's non-washable glue, just regular old Elmer's glue, and I'll show you in a minute how much I've got in there, but you just keep adding ultra fine glitter, preferably, or whatever kind of glitter you want. It works really well with steel rule dies. I like to die cut it. Now, in both batches that I do in this example, I really didn't get enough glue to glitter ratio. I should have stopped putting glitter in. I got carried away with the glitter and it made it a bit brittle, and I'll show you that at the end. It still works. It works very well. I'm able to cut it. Then I'm able to use it in my die cut machine. But when I go to punch shapes out of it, I end up, it's very brittle, and I was trying to punch butterfly and I kept clipping its wings off. So, and see, I should have stopped. At that point, I had a good mix. It's like cream. And then I added more glitter glue, and I shouldn't have. But even though I put too much glitter in it, I said glitter glue, even though I put too much glitter in it, it still worked very well, and I still got those beautiful embellishments. And I was able to use them, again, as I said, in the die cut machine using steel rule dies. They don't work, it does not work well with wafer thin dies. I have no idea where my brain is tonight, but I have a more in-depth video on this. I'll put a link to it below. I'll also link to the Frugal Crafter Lindsay Wyrick's video of this if I can locate it on her channel. She used it to do some jewelry, and she freehand cut the shapes. I didn't want freehand shapes. I wanted my die cuts, because the first batch I made some jewelry with. I made some cool splat earrings, and with this I wanted some for either cards or for a tag that I was thinking of. So you're going to see these used later on. I like to keep some on hand because they're great embellishments for doing all kinds of things with. They make really pretty cards, and they're really good to embellish any type of mixed media project. Now, you just pour the glue out onto a non-stick mat and let it dry. I spread it out a little bit because I wanted it thin enough to go into my punches, and that's where I really needed more glue to the amount of glitter I put in. If I hadn't spread it out, then I probably would have been fine. It would have gone through the die cut machine no matter what I did with it. So the first mix that I did was just a whole bunch, and then I take the stick here and I end up spreading that almost all over the mat. There I go. And I don't go showing you the whole process, but that basically you get the idea. Spread it out as thin as you want it. If you want it to go into your punches, it does need to be fairly thin. But I wanted a golden mixture, and I'm about to pour up a silvery mixture as well. And this time you'll get to see the amount of glue. I lost some footage. So there I go, showing you the glue, and you can see approximately how much I pour in. And again, I put too much glitter in this mix as well. I guess I was in a glitter mood. And my hands, wow. I don't know what it is. When I'm creating my hands stay in just a disaster. I was looking at a video that I was putting together, and there's a close-up of my hands, and I'm thinking, oh boy, I need a manicure. But I'm so hard on my hands doing stuff with them that I don't know that would do any good. To me, it's more interesting if you mix different colors of glitter in, especially since I was trying to create the look of metal. Just has more interest to it. It's more realistic. And it's kind of neat that you can customize whatever color you want. I thought maybe I didn't take the top off of that one, but there, I put quite a good bit of that iridescent in. One of the things I did, and one of the things that Lindsay Wyrick did, is tried all different kinds of glues to use. And so my videos on that, like I said, it's a much longer one than this, where I explore the different types. Oh wow, got a lot of that color in there. Explored the different types of glues to use, and really and truly I found the same thing that the Frugal Crafter did, and that is simply that plain old Elmer's glue is the way to go. You don't want the washable kind, but as far as making a good, strong, and this, I should have stopped. I should not have. There I go. I'm about to add more glitter, and I should have stopped at that point. It was silly to keep going, but there you are. I did. No excuses. Anyway, we tried. I know I don't think I tried the same things that she did. But I tried tacky glue, I tried Mod Podge, I think I tried gel medium, I tried just all different kinds of things. And the Elmer's glue won by far. It's just simply outperformed all the others. It dried clear and it stayed strong. It is very cost effective. So that's what I work with. And the one thing that both of us noticed, I also tried bottles of glitter glue and then adding glitter to it, because I use bottles of glitter glue in my ornaments when I make ornaments, and it didn't work well at all. It just didn't. And there you can see I'm using a different method for spreading it around. And I'll tell you, this method, don't use. Do like I did before and spread it around with a stick. Because when I did this, what I discovered is that I ended up with a lot of the glitter separating. And I didn't like that. I went through and I popped out some of the bubbles. I usually do that. For some reason there were more bubbles in this glitter glue than there was in the last set that I did, but it seemed like when I tilted it and made it run, I don't know if the heavier glitter glue ran or the lighter glitter glue ran, but it didn't give a good look on the back side. Normally you get a two-sided embellishment where you can use either the side that was to the air or the side that was on the mat, but with this I couldn't. And I hope I flipped that over so you can, yeah, that's two-sided. The gold one turned out, and I don't know if there's the silver, and I thought I flipped it over so you could see. I guess I didn't. But on the other side of the silver one, I wish I had flipped it over and caught it on film. It didn't turn out as well. It was fine on one side, but the air dry side just wasn't. And there I'm cutting it. and it cuts nicely. You could cut any shape out of it you want. And again, it die cut well. I always use the steel rule dies after having tried the wafer thin ones. And you'll see here, I run everything through the die cut machine several times. Now why I put the handle on the other side, I don't know. Brain not functioning again. Maybe it's because it's getting towards the end of the school year and my brain isn't working. Something like that, I'm gonna guess. That's my excuse. I'm gonna stick with it. And there the pieces are coming out. I had to be careful because it did feel fragile, like I could crumple it. And there's a key. I think a heart is, yeah, the heart just kind of popped out. I keep calling it a heart, the lock. The key in the lock. If this had come out thicker, I would have made some jewelry with that, with the key and with the heart, but it's really too fragile. It needs to be backed on something. And there I'm looking at how thin it is. And then we do the same thing with the gold. You saw all the embellishments that I cut out at the beginning of the video. I still have all this glitter glue left, this dried glitter glue, so if something comes up, I can cut one out of whatever dye that I need. It's a great thing to have on hand, just to customize something, truthfully. Be great for words. Oh, I hadn't even thought about that. Those are wafer thin dies though. It still might be worth trying. The only problem I had with wafer thin dies was that they were not cutting completely through. This glitter glue is thin enough that it might cut through with those wafer thin dies, and that would be gorgeous. Wow, I may have to go try that. And there the key bent a little bit, but I was able to straighten it back out. It's fine. It didn't break or anything. I was afraid that it might have, but it didn't. The only thing that really broke were the poor butterflies. It was like I was ripping their wings off. Words in glitter glue. I've got to remember that. And then with the little bits left over from those two pieces that I die cut, I went in and cut butterflies out. And I think I show that in a minute, but I cut the butterflies out using a punch. So as long as the glitter glue is thin enough to fit into your punch, it will punch them. Now it takes a fair bit of pressure to do that. It's not really easy. Oh, those are gorgeous. I love this. So pretty. And now I'm running to go get my punches. And I decided on butterflies. I don't know why. I don't really use butterflies that much. I think it was because I was looking for small ones that would slip in. And I could use, and there I'm not using the scrap, I'm using a big piece. And I'm showing you how to wiggle, you kind of got to wiggle it in. And I was trying to punch it by hand, and it's like, nope, not going to work. So I had to put it on the table and push down on it. There we go. And then you remove it, and there's the butterfly. A gorgeous little butterfly. This is really a fun method, and I hope you try it. I can't say, obviously I love it, and I can't tell you why I'm so much in love with this particular method. I think it's just because it's very inexpensive and you get great results. And here I show you where I just snapped that poor butterfly's wing off, and I felt horrible. I'm not in the habit of pulling wings off butterflies. So I do another one, and there I try to be a little more careful with my butterfly. There we are. But again, I put too much glitter in. I just should have stopped. And there's all of those that I die cut, and my husband was just trying to come in here and say something. Yeah, the bad man is what I call him, and I'm like waving, no, no. But those are all and they're so glittery, all the beautiful goodies. Try this. Thank you so much for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe. And if you do this, please share. Thank you so much.